Hey there friends, how you doing? I am MisterBo, and in today's video I wanted to talk about exclusivity with Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Tony Hawk, Call of Duty, and the list goes on, because if you missed it, which is kind of hard to do, on Tuesday it was announced that Xbox is going to be acquiring Activision for a cool $70 billion. Now since that announcement, the main topic of conversation has been, what happens to the games? Am I going to need to buy an Xbox to play some of these games in the future? Will they be coming to PlayStation still? What is happening? So in this video, I'm going to be going over my thoughts on this topic, what I think the likely outcome is going to be, just based on the facts we currently have, and taking a look at how things have happened before, specifically when Xbox acquired Bethesda in 2020. Now before we dive into this, again, this is my opinion on what's going to happen. I'd love to know your opinion in the comments below. What do you think the likely outcome is going to be? Pop them down in the comments below. I love reading through them and replying. Also, if you do enjoy this video, click that like button. If you aren't already, consider subscribing for more gaming content and coverage, and tap that bell so you're notified when future videos go live. So I want to start by going back to the Bethesda deal, because we know how that turned out. Games that were currently live on multi-platforms, so for instance Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online, they continue to live on these other platforms. Games that already had a contractual agreement to come out on PlayStation, for instance Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, well, they're still coming out on PlayStation. But as soon as that deal was signed, Redfall, Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, the list goes on, they are Xbox exclusive only. You will only be able to play them on an Xbox console or PC. Now at the time, when this deal was closed, this is what Phil Spencer actually said. We have games that exist on other platforms, and we're going to go and support those games on the platforms they're on. There's communities of players. We love those communities and we will continue to invest in them. And even in the future, there might be either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that will go do. And they have kept their word on that. Again, the communities of players that were already there, Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, well, they can still play those games, and contractual things like Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, well, those are still on other platforms and will be coming to Xbox after that contract is complete. So now we know how that Bethesda deal worked, let's take a look at what was said when this Activision deal was announced. This is the quote from Phil Spencer. I'll just say to players out there who are playing Activision Blizzard games on Sony's platform, it's not our intent to pull communities away from the platform, and we remained committed to that. So a slightly different quote there, but along the same kind of lines. Communities that are already on PlayStation, so something like Call of Duty Warzone, well, that's going to remain on the PlayStation platform. They're not going to pull that game away from people. And any other contractual things that are already in place, well, they're going to be continued. Now this deal isn't set to take place until June 2023, so this year's Call of Duty will continue to be on PlayStation. If Overwatch 2 comes out before this deal is done, that'll be on PlayStation, the same with Diablo 4. And of course the thing that you guys are probably most worried about is Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and maybe Tony Hawk's. Well, of course there is the long rumoured Crash Bandicoot Wumpa League game. Now we're expecting that to come out this year. And if that is indeed the case, well, that is 100% going to be on Xbox and PlayStation. However, once that deal is done in June 2023, I fully expect everything from that point forward to be Xbox exclusive, just like we saw with the Bethesda deal. At the time, people said you don't spend $7 billion to make things available on other people's platforms. The same can be said here, but 10 times the amount. You don't spend $70 billion to allow these games on other platforms. The only exception to this I could see happening is mainline Call of Duties. Call of Duty is the biggest game in the world, right? I'm at a 50-50 point on whether Call of Duty remains multi-platform once this deal is done, or Xbox brings it in, makes the mainline Call of Duty exclusive, so your campaign, your multiplayer, and your zombies, and allows Warzone to just continue to live on every single platform. I think specifically Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Tony Hawk, the games that I mainly cover on this channel, to be Xbox exclusive once this deal is done, barring any contract that may be in place. Phil Spencer has gone on the record and said they have a gap in their portfolio when it comes to family-friendly games. And guess what? Crash and Spyro can fill that gap. Now, one of the arguments I've seen people say is Minecraft. They didn't remove Minecraft from every platform and it's still on PlayStation, it's still on Switch, PC and Xbox. Minecraft is kind of in its own different situation, similar to what we're seeing with Call of Duty. Minecraft is so big, you probably couldn't take that away from the other platforms, which is why I'm at a 50-50 on Call of Duty. If Xbox are willing to take the Elder Scrolls series, which has been on PlayStation before and is a massive franchise, and say, unfortunately, this is Xbox exclusive now, you can bet they're going to do the same with smaller games like Crash and Spyro. I do think though this is a really good thing for Crash and Spyro in the long term. Having Microsoft in charge instead of Activision, as I mentioned, Microsoft needs family-friendly games. They're probably going to be wanting to make more new Crash and Spyro games than Activision did. I'm sure Microsoft knows the success of Mario Kart and goes, wait, we now have our own franchise that we can do a kart racer with, Crash Team Racing, and I really expect to see a new Crash Team Racing sooner rather than later, and hey, you can throw in characters like Banjo and Kazooie now. And of course, the other benefit of all of this is Xbox Game Pass. If you have Xbox Game Pass, even if these games do actually come to PlayStation, if you're on Xbox, you don't need to pay for these games. They'll be there for you day one. And I know a lot of people have been saying, well, PlayStation is the home of Crash and Spyro, more people play those games. Well, now with this acquisition, that means Activision games can go day one into Xbox Game Pass. And it was just announced that Xbox Game Pass is sitting at a cool 25 million subscribers. Meaning we could see the next Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, or even Tony Hawk game being the most played game in that franchise ever. You've got 25 million people who are able to just download the game without paying and try it out. That is big. So yeah, I personally think everything other than maybe Call of Duty, once this deal is indeed signed, will be Xbox and PC exclusive. Of course, only time will tell. We've got a year and a half to wait until this deal is done. We're not going to get any official statement until that deal is done. But going off of what we've seen with the Bethesda deal, the wording they use there and the wording we're seeing here, it just seems like that is the way they're leaning. Again, you don't spend $7 billion to let games on other platforms, and you certainly don't spend $70 billion to let those games be on the competitor's platform either. Microsoft are all about Game Pass, and they've said in the past their main competitors aren't PlayStation and Nintendo, their main competitors are Google and Amazon. I'm sure we're going to be talking a lot more about this over the next year. This argument or conversation isn't going to go anywhere. I know there's going to be people on both sides of the fence here, but just my opinion based off the facts and information we have and what we've seen in the past, I fully expect these things to go exclusive once the ink is dried. So again, let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you agree with me and the information we currently have? And think, yes, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, all of Activision's IP, other than maybe Call of Duty, are gonna be exclusive to Xbox and PC? Or are you still holding out hope that maybe we'll see these games multi-platform still, and we'll have Crash, Spyro, and Tony Hawk on PlayStation as well as Nintendo Switch? Put your thoughts and opinions down below. Again, if you did enjoy this video, then click that like button. If you aren't already, consider subscribing for more gaming content and coverage, and also click that bell so you're notified when future videos go live. Apart from that though, thank you very much for watching and for hanging out with me. I do super appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch you around, but until then, as always, make sure you take care. Cheers.